Welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream for ustream.tv and also recorded for YouTube to people to watch at their leisure. I've decided to go through all my really cheap paints, and I've been having a change round in the dining room studio, and I found these things again that I'd lost, that had been kind of buried away. And I thought I used to have so much fun with these because they're cheap and cheerful, and of course tight Yorkshire lass, cheap and cheerful. So I bought these for the kids, but I never played with them. And again, it's just pound shop, and I think there's 6. There's a blue and a green, a red and an orange, a yellow and a thing. Then there's some stickly ones. I thought these might be like gelatos, and I could make them into gelatos, but that didn't work because, again, gelatos are out of my thingy. The little pots I want to put in a different thing. They shouldn't be in there, but I think they've got thrown in. But these are really cheap pound shop children's, toddlers squidging about paints. But if you're doing a background, they're fab, absolutely fab. And then I've got a couple of these. I've got this one, and I've got I don't know where I got this one from, but again, there's some colour in there. I think they're both the same. I think these are from the, oh, that's awful sound, sorry about that. The kids, again, they're the kids. So they're really cheap, nasty. Really, having said that, I'll show you what I did with this set. I'll get that set out and I'll show you how to do a page with those. And again, so then ever so often, because I couldn't spend too much, I used to get 2 a week of these poster colour paints. So I've got a purpley blue here, and then another blue. I've got a green one. I've used a lot of the green, and poster paint dries flat. Now college poster paint is really expensive for the little tubes. Now I have got some somewhere still, but I think they're in a drawer somewhere, and they come in a little pot, and they were quite expensive, but they're really good poster paint. But the reason I wanted to try them, and I only got a couple first, is I wanted to use them in a junk journal, and I didn't really want to use anything else. So I've got, I say, green, I've got a brown, a red that broke, a yellow, a black, a white, and I've got 2 purples, because of course I buy 2 of the same because I can't remember what I've got, but they're from the works. And I really love playing with those. So again, I'm going to leave, I put those on the floor because I can pull them out when I want. Pull the one out to watch. Oops, I should have dropped it on the floor, really. So I now have a huge desk, which is wonderful. I don't have to have a little piddling space. So again, next up, these are the kids, $1.99 from the works. There should be a gold one somewhere. And then I've got these from, again, that's the works, 99p, just purely to play. Ready mix poster paint silver. These are from the works, I think, and the other ones are from a shop called The Boys. And this was a set that I bought for the girls with stencils, and I thought, oh, I can't throw them away, they're full. I've never used them, so I might have a bit of a play with those. They've been in there a while. And then we come to these acrylics. So these are all the poster paints. So again, £1 for a big pot. So you can really get covered a big page. And the cornflake box that I made, that one, is huge. But then you get to the acrylics. Now these aren't real acrylics. I would think these are before we had those little pots, and can't see them here. Oopsie, come out. I haven't quite got organised yet. But I've got some of these, and these are acrylics. And I'll have a practice, but there's acrylic medium, so that's gloss. These are a little bit shiny, I would say all these are all matte, because it says matte on them, I think. And this is Artiste, Durcraft Artiste, these. And I don't have a French ultramarine. I suppose I could make a French ultramarine though, couldn't I? Yes, actually I could. If I put some purple in that, I could. So, and then I bought 2 yellows. But I have found a problem with these. Oh, I couldn't get the lid off it yesterday. So, I only have those. And I thought if I put them in this, I'd take them with me when I go away on weekends. But in here is all these, again, these are from Wilko's, a couple of pounds. But there's a lot in here. Again, 2 for £5 or £2.99 each. I think these are 99, those. And then I've found we have other shops and the reduced one, fortunately, because that's an orangey red and that's a reddy red. So I've got kind of 3 different reds. I think those two are the same. Vermilion and Scarlet Lakes. There's just a slight difference. So yellows, I've got 99p, Bargain World. So everywhere I see them for £1, I will get them. I won't now because I've obviously got like 3 different yellows. There's purples. Try to find colours I haven't got. Reds. I would think all these are shiny. So, but then, and there's some quite nice unusual colours. So again, not mixing colours, just using them. But at the works, they have another one. Just get these back in here. They have another set, and I thought it was a little bit more expensive, but I'm so impressed with the quality, I have to say. I don't think that one goes in there. But again, some really nice, this little set of wreaths. Rose Madder. So you start getting proper names on things, and but that's a Wilko's one. Looks a bit gooey now, but I will use that. But at the works, they have this one. They've got copper, silver, bronze, and I think there's a gold. Yes, there's the gold. Of course, I had to have all of them. They are pretty amazing, I have to say, for what they are. Very impressed with those, and I'll leave those out. And then I've obviously found another one. I haven't played with that one yet. So that one's been opened, and that one's a bronze. I think I made a mistake not on both bronzes. But yes, that's not been opened yet, that one. And because they have a seal on them, they do last if you've got 2. The copper one I've used, and the gold one I've used as well. But look at that gold. That is pretty good gold, is that? So I'll leave those out and I'll pop those on there. So this is shiny. These are all shiny, and then of course these are metallic, so they're very shiny. Just can't get that into there at the moment. I'm just going to go, oh gosh, that's okay. Just throw that on the floor. And, oh no, I can't throw that on the floor. Just put that on there. Just open that. Take that up there. So I haven't quite got organised yet. I'll do a room tour when I get everything out. So there was I yesterday. At 11 o'clock, half 11, thinking, well, I can't really stream, so I'm going to make a list. I'll take my glasses off. I'm going to make a list of things that I do because I forget what I'm doing. So I thought, right, I've got to get organised. So I was looking at my planners. So I've got out my my Midori. I've got my Midori that I can put in my art bag, and I've got a whoops, sorry, change the position of this, and it doesn't like it very well. And then I've got this one, which I can use as a desk. I can use as a desk one. I'm going to use bullet journaling. And then that can stay on the desk, but it's got all my art ideas. So what I did is I got a piece of photocopy paper, and as I say, I write a list of things, and then the one that I want to do first is at the bottom, or it's in the middle, and the second one, and I think, oh no. So I thought, if I did it like this, and I would like to think that I could cut them all out and make them all pretty. Let me just see if I can. That's a white piece of paper, so it won't like that. Sooty there. Does that look very dark, or is it okay? I'll zoom in a little bit, see if we can see what I'm doing. Sooty's got a glare. Sooty's normally quite. Oops, Sooty's normally quite good. Hopefully that should be better. That should be better. So, thank you, Sooty. We'll leave Sooty. Oopsie. Leave Sooty there. And I'll put those here so I know that they're. Oopsie, sorry, out of frame. Get rid of that because it's causing a lot of problems. So I decided that I would put that there. I know where I've got to be. Get rid of the glare on the cat. Sooty. So I ended up with, oh, actually I could put them on here, couldn't I? You have to forgive me, I am a little bit frazzled around the edges. So I've got making journals and books. So I've made Victorian books, I've made junk journals, I've made sketchbook journals, I've made fake Midoris, I've made fake Hobonichis, so that's under that category. And I've got masking and stenciling because I found all these stencils, and I have these lovely drawers that I've never used. So I've got these stencils and some lettering stencils that I've never used. So I thought, right, I've got to start using these, and I've got that gorgeous. Now I have used that one. Oops. I was going to say we could have a bark alert, but we won't have a bark alert because the bark is not well. So there's masking and masking fluid. So I thought that could be used with the journals. I can't remember what I said now. I've mixed them all up. Cheap kids paints. So that's cheap kids paints. I've got Harry Potter acrylics. So it's acrylics with kids paints. Collage pages. That's going with junk journals and collaging pieces. Because I want to be able to pick a few of these things to do every week or every other week, but there's quite a lot and I'm neglecting things. So there's Winsor & Newton Professional Watercolours, so they go on there. Colour mixing, no, that's colour mixing. I think I've done colour mixing in a separate one. Let me have a look. Then there's the colouring books, so there's Colin Thompson, there's Kirby Roseanne's, working Art in the Abbey Prep. So that wants to go with colour mixing. And probably stencils in there as well, I think. I want to start Nano, which I meant to do yesterday. Nano, the NaNoJouMo journaling every day, which stands for National Non-Stop Journaling Month. So that would go with the journals. And look, what else do I want to do? Photograph transparencies. Now I did photograph transparencies in one. They took about half an hour. So I'm going to have a go with that. And that's more like technique. So I think I have another sheet, another pile there. I've got 6. Stamping and stenciling, that went in another one. That might go on that one actually. Big journals and the cornflake box. That's the big journal that I use these with. A napkin journal is, again, it's not really arts, but it's creative. Watercolour, miniatures and oils is professional watercolouring, which will want to go in Art in the Abbey, colour mixing. Making cards was craft. Planners and inserts, I think Bible journaling and watercolour. Watercolouring art cards. So I think that's the journal one. It's 245. That's the journal one. Mixing watercolours, doing that. Winsor & Newton professionals want to go in there. I think planners and inserts go on here. And watercolouring cards. I think planners and inserts go on there. That's Cheaper Kids, and that one goes on there. That one goes on there. Oops, there's some more missing there. I had 6 in each. Bullet journaling, so they've got the journaling ones. So 2, 5. Right, I can't remember how I had them now. I took a photograph, I should have a look. So that's what I wanted to have a look at. That's what I wanted to do. I want to spend at least 1 hour a day in the week on each one. So I didn't know what to do on what day. So some are connected and some aren't. Then I thought, well, if you watched all journaling one day, it would be really boring. So I thought I would pick certain things to do and have like a little bit of more organisation. And then the other thing is you can have a prompt jar, but then sometimes you're not in the mood to get collage and stuff out and stamps and mess. Sometimes I just want to get the Colin Thompson book and just sit and do something really peaceful, and it's what people ask for. So I don't know why that one's on there. I think that one probably would be in there. I don't know what else I was doing. I think that one's watercolouring as well, because that's kind of... Then there's the journals. I think that's it. So I've got 6. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. That's not right, I had 6. I don't know how I've done that. So I've got 2, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15. So I've got 20. I've got 20 different things that I want to do. The planners and the inserts, which is making the inserts for the Midoris. And I'm just not organised. Things are missing. And again, I want to start using all sorts of things that are in my planner. Music says I'm pinching that idea. Well, you just forget what you're doing, don't you? That's the... So I then want to put this in some kind of calendar, so I can have a week of planning and say, right, on a Monday I'll stream. Every day I've got to do the nano thing, so we could do that and get rid of that. And I've got some catching up to do. So That's to start. Now with this, again, I've then got each planner and each paint to go with each thing. So I'm using all my supplies, all my ideas, and all my journals all together in like a cohesive pot. So I use my cheap and cheerful things. So the masking stencils and the photocopied transparencies, stamping, cheap kids paints, masking and stencils, and there might be another one, collage a page, will all go under the cornflake box. And then I've got the napkin journal as well. So I've got the napkins, and I've got the paints. So that's going in that one. Making cards is probably going to be watercolour. I think I've got one called making art cards, watercolouring art cards and making cards. Making books goes with planners and inserts. Watercolour mixing goes with Art in the Abbey, watercolouring miniatures, which is what I wanted to do, and professional watercolours. That's all kind of what I call proper art. The Kirby Roseannes, that's proper art. They all want to go together. And then I've got the Bible journaling, the bullet journaling, and the nano journaling, and the making of books and planners and inserts. So they kind of go together. And the napkin journal, they're all journals. But they're journals that are kind of a bit higher up from the cheapy paints. So that's going to be the kids' paints. This is going to be the acrylic paints and the watercolour paints. Then this is the professional colours. And then the making of the cards is, again, they can go on professional watercolours. So I've got 3 piles there. So I shall keep those here so I know where I want to be. And I'll just... So if I go anywhere, I go around charity shops looking for books and think, wow, that's an art book. And I have an avalanche. So I'll go through the journals next. There aren't many because I haven't done many. I was working through a lot of personal stuff. Again, the thing about not being able to, thinking that I was an artist after all these years and finding out, okay then. So, and again, I had a lot of personal things. So this was brilliant. I also had other things to go through. But these are really, really cheapy. Really cheapy things. And this was my only bit of journaling, like art and design, pens, glues, Paris. But I was getting rid of a lot of rubbish in my head after 50 odd years. So really, really childish, cheap. This is crayons. This is all crayons. Really silly, really, really silly. And this is an old diary. Again, just covered it with poster paints and getting anything down that I wanted to. Just making, and this is the shiny one, but it doesn't stick. This is just this red, cheap paint, but it doesn't stick. Really, really just being very silly and can't really write lots. I'm not really a journaler, but I needed to put just a few things down. So cherish what I have, smile, art rules, thoughtfulness, but I'm not a really good, they sound like they're sticking but they're not. But again, this was a good idea. It was an old diary that was going to get chucked out. If I paint, I don't drink. Art is more important than drink. I think I was trying to give up wine there. Yes, I've drunk a copious amount of wine over the years. So, that's kind of things that I'd found sticking in things. That's the first kind of journaly thing that I wanted to do, but it's brilliant because it set me on a journey, and so I thought, well, I like that, but I want a chunky diary. So I made this. Now, I've never used it. It's the cheapest kids one, but it taught me Copic stitching. So I've got that. And there's quite a few pages there, and it was an what we would call an A4. I found all my rulers, yay! Got my Tim Holtz ruler, yes. It's been missing for about 6 years. Just going to turn this fire down because it's quite warm in here now. I think this is 11.5. Yeah, 11.5 by 8. And all I did was I took the thick cardboard from the back, and I folded them up and made them into signatures.
He's trying to get up and he can't.
Right, we'll just stroke him and don't let him up.
Yeah, no, but he needs to because he's weeding himself.
It's fine, just leave him, he's fine. He can't move till he's had his x-ray. I might have to cut the stream short if he's trying to get up, because he screams when he gets up, bless him. So I quite like that, and again, cheap and cheerful, and that will take these cheapy paints. And then when you put it into, this is my Hobonichi, so it looks the same. And again, but I can't do the Hobonichi. I love the idea of it. And there's a lady called Vintage, I can never remember what her name is. She does a 3-part video of how to make a cover. And I put 3 pockets in the side, and then you can use that as a pocket as well. And it's no piece of material with some black lace and vintage. Oh, gee whiz, I shall have to remember. Pocket full of vintage. And so I made 2 matching, and one I've got my devotional Bible journal, but I didn't. I had a sketchbook and my Hobonichi. So I made this one slightly different and used old buttons and things. I love that material. And again, that's really simple. That's made a different way actually. That's made when you make the paper way. You make it just with paper and fold it. So these 2 match, which again is lovely because on your bookshelf you can have all matching books, which I thought was wonderful. And then I'd made with this gorgeous stitching here, and I used the sea lemon way with the Copic stitches, and I made and I put it handy, I can't find it now. Layout paper, and then this is just lined paper, but it's quite thin. Sorry, not lined paper, squared paper. It's an insert from a big A file. And again, use an old sketchbook, cut the back off and used it as the cover. And then I thought, well, I like those, they're chunky, but I found this in the shop, and I apologise I haven't read the book. I wanted to read the book first. But I started, again, the cheap children's colours, just putting colour down, playing with a bit of colour. And there's 822 pages and a few extra. So I thought, ooh. So you can tell which is the poster paint, and you can tell which is the acrylic. but they don't stick. They're not like the acrylics that you buy a student grade for doing on canvas. These are the cheapy ones. So I have to apologise that I wanted to read it first. But what I thought was, I'm going to make that into my devotional book, thinking about what happened to Alfie yesterday, and also my NaNoJouMo, because that's not a very big page, and I can put some backgrounds down. And then if I put some backgrounds down, I can just go in there with stencils, stamps. I've found hundreds of stamps that I'd forgotten I'd got. I've got ephemera. I've got all sorts of crafting things that I haven't used for months, not years. Oopsie. So again, that's my intention, but I wanted a cover for this. So my other make, and there's going to be an avalanche, and I apologise. Oops. This is my daddy's ledger from 1958. And of course, being a child, I played schools and I ticked everything. Why I did that, I don't know. But it's got how much things cost at the shop, and I don't know, as a child, I was allowed to play with anything. But I quite love this, and it is full, but I loved it. I'm obviously stopped at some point. Some pages aren't filled in, so I could photocopy these, because I can't use originals because I'm terrible, and it was my dad's and my mum's. I think it's for the shop. So, and I love the fact it's my mum and dad's writing, so I love that. And wages, they paid £2 wages and £3 telephone. It's fascinating, but I love the writing in it. So I thought I could photocopy a few pages, and again, you know, glue that in, tear it up and stick it in. And being photocopy paper, it's fine. But the one that freed me up the most was this, and I've left it like this because I want to put just zoom out a smidgen, because obviously I'm. And this is a cornflakes box. And the cornflakes box, and that's the inside, is an old-fashioned wallpaper that was just plain. I think it's in here somewhere. And again, this was on Jenny Belly's making a journal. That's the paper. It's got a pattern on it, just a simple pattern. The cheap one. And this is this brown paper in here. Some brown paper, which I love. And then some's been some's that's just there, and some's had acrylic backgrounds put on. Most of them are these. All of them are those cheap acrylics, and they don't stick. Now I've gessoed. I can smell that. I gessoed that first. And I love this because, again, I was just having a play, stamping, and it gets you back into being a bit more creative. Oh, yes, Suzanne. Yes, he's still with us, but my daughter's just come in because I'm not with him. I've stayed with him all night. He's still with us, but he's in a lot of pain and he can't move. And of course, I have to sit with him, and he won't move. But because I've come in here to stream, so I may have to just do one stream today, because he won't sit with anybody else, and he normally loves my daughter, but she didn't get back till 5. So he's still with us. He's been eating and drinking a little bit during the night. But I've been kind of stroking him and kind of poking him and hugging him and keeping him not awake, but conscious of the fact that somebody near him all the time. So he is still with us, but it's still at Touch and Go, especially that, you know, he was hit by a lorry, a big lorry, and he was hit by a car as well. So we think he's got a broken hip. We won't know till tonight. A broken pelvis, sorry. He's got a bit of a bash on his nose, but I'll show him sitting up. Well, he's trying to get up now, but of course he screams when he gets up. And I'm trying not to get him to move too much because he obviously, he doesn't look very well there, but he is peaceful. But he's got a little nut bash on his nose and a little bit of bash on his head. But as I say, considering the fact he's been... but that was him this morning. He was eating out of my hand. I don't know if it's a bit of a dark picture, but he was eating. He ate nearly half the dish. So he's eating and drinking, which is a good sign. But as I say, you know, the next couple of days are going to be the thing, and we'll find out tonight what's happened with him, bless him. But he is actually sitting up a little bit, but I've given him a little bit of painkiller this morning. He couldn't have any yesterday, so that might help. So thanks. Thank you for little boy. Thank you for all your well wishing. That was wonderful. But again, I quite enjoyed. I mean, let's say that sounds sticky, but that is. I keep thinking it's him in here, and it isn't. It's the other two. What happened was I always say let one out at once, but hubby, bless him, let both of them out. So Gigi ran off down the garden to get into next doors, and Alfie cut through the hedge. But if you let them off one at once, Piggles will come back. And then, of course, there's next door is the only one without a gate. So, of course, Piggles came up 25 matches of lurcher, straight out the door, turned the corner in the lay-by and ran to the neighbours at the other side, whose dogs were barking. And Alfie went straight across, straight into the road. So, bless him. So, as I say, it's touch and go, but he's with us, bless him. But I really like doing this. Some are gessoed. This is just that plain white acrylic cheapy paint, I think, this one. It's this side. This one, it says it's for fine artists, but I don't think it is. Pretty sure it isn't. But it does cover well. But again, you know, these cost £10, but there's tons of them. You know, there's tons of paint there. I've got quite a few, but I only got a couple ever so often. Really, really bad, scary moments. But I wasn't being an artist. I was just having a play. And then I made a bookcase of all my pills. Again, just doing exactly what I wanted to do. This is another of my doodles, this one. Just being creative without thinking about it and putting loads of backgrounds on. You wouldn't think that I'm a professional artist, but you know. Can't draw for toffee. And finding all my stamps, I don't even know where all these are. Hundreds of stamps somewhere. But I wanted to have a bit of a play. That's actually photocopy paper just stuck down. And then I've coloured it. It's a photograph printed out on photocopy paper, just cheap photocopy paper, and then just stuck down. But you know, this is a junkie journal. Oh, thank you. Oh, hi Dorothy, welcome to Bunny's Designs. I'm just having a waffle about my... Now this is this one here, metallic bronze. This is brown paper, cheap wrapping paper, covered in the brown. And it's even though it's cheap and nasty, it's quite lovely. And then this is what I normally do, a bit of drawing with an fine ink pen. So I could make another one and just do all ink drawings. I might do that actually, I've just decided. I might do that. Just do the backgrounds and then just paint, just draw, because that'll get me back into drawing again. Just having a bit of a play. That's from Jenny Belly. She put that in the pocket here. And then I have two tags. I have an art to-do list. And I have a to-do list with housework. And it's always on the art to do list. And again, I was just using scrappy pieces of paper, bags, anything I could find made out of rubbish, totally made out of rubbish. But really loved that I could get some really chunky, I mean, I could add all sorts if I wanted. There's some big spaces in here, really big spaces. And there's supposed to be, I think, a couple of sheets of paper liner, a couple of sheets of wallpaper, and then in the middle there's brown paper. But when you do different things, that's gessoed, and then that's just poster paint. So you can, but it's still nice and flat. It's a covering, you know, whatever you want to do with it. And then I use these in my little books, and because they were the edges, I quite like them, so I just stuck them in with sellotape. So again, it's a really creative way for me, because I never work like this at all. So it was really freeing for me. And I owe it all to Jenny Belly, because I was watching her when I was feeling extremely, I couldn't even pick up, I told my husband that if I ever picked a pencil up again, he had to break my fingers. That's how against art I was. And Jenny Belly taught me to make a book like this and play. So it was really, really good. And it's taken me 5 years to pick a pen up. So don't go to university and do fine art. Because some teachers might be artists, but they're crap at teaching. That's my moan for the day. But I love this book. Now it's held up. It's been everywhere. And it is brown paper. So you get your cornflake box. Oh, hubby's home. I better not let him let the dogs out. It's a cornflake box, and then it has brown paper. So you stick. I'll get one and show you really quickly, and then I'll stop the video because I'm going to have to go see the puppy, the babe. If you put the kettle on, Nigel, darling, I'll have a coffee. I'm streaming, but Alfie's not. He's trying to get up, so I'm going to have to go in there. So this is a cornflake box, and I thought I'd already done this, but I'll do this. And so what you do is you empty it, obviously, and grab it before they want to put it in the recycling. And it is really flimsy. You know, it's one of the thinnest. Do where the glue is, that's better. So it is quite flimsy. It's cardboard. So what Jenny Belly does, and you need to watch her video, she turns all the corners in and keeps them. She tucks all these flaps in, even this one that's a bit wrecked. And I've torn this one, but it won't matter. And I'm going to leave the flap because I want to make it. It's that thick, so it's going to be a real chunky book. Oh, this is bigger than this one, look. It's bigger. Oh, it's a bigger cornflakes box. It's a huge cornflake box. It's a huge one. It's a 790 gram cornflake box. And it's a bit flimsy, so I've used brown paper, cheap brown paper. And you glue all over the back. So you've glued all the things, and you can see the ridge. Can you see the ridge on there? You see there's a little ridge. Well, I will do when I've done something decent. I will do when I start doing proper things again. I will do because I feel a bit blah. I'll say I shouldn't be at the standard that I used to be at. So that's, as I say, if you start, don't ever stop. So there's a ridge there, and then there's a real rough ridge there, and there's a ridge there. But that's given that a little bit of stability. And again, you're not precious with it because it's made out of rubbish. And yet, I absolutely love it. So I'll take that out of the way. So that means I'm going to get some pretty good ones. So next week, hopefully if Alfie's alright, bless him, I will make this box from start to finish into a journal. But do go have a look at Jenny Belly's, I can't think what she calls it, but if you look at Jenny Belly journaling book, she makes them out of cards and things. And then I watch Sea Lemon do the Copic stitching, but you can just do 3 or 4 ring things depending how you want. I'd probably do more because I want to keep this. So you glue all these in, which I will show you when I do this big one. You glue all these flaps in, and then you spread this out, which I can do on my desk. There's one here, darling.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee, 4 sugar, 4 lumps of sugar, please.
Okay, in that cup.
In that cup, darling, thanks, wonderful. I need my coffee today, I don't normally have coffee. And then I've actually kept these from flowers because I think these are really pretty. There's a little bit of writing on it, but I think it's extremely pretty. And everybody says, Mother, you're not keeping that. Mother, you're not keeping that. But I did. And I've left the sellotape on it because I don't really want to destroy. I'm really careful. Let's see if I can get that. But I love this paper. Now I've got 3 lots because Hubby buys me flowers now. I couldn't have flowers for 20 odd years, but I can now. So my idea is, so you get your brown paper, and this is just brown paper, but it's got this from the florist. I think I've got 2 of them. I didn't really want a fold over, but I will because I want this flap. So I can extend it a little bit. I want to make a tie thing so it comes together. But actually, so that does one side with a bit of a flap. And then what you do is you get this out flat with all its little flaps in, all glued and straight and neat. And then you put loads of glue over that, completely cover it in PVA glue. Sorry about the rattle. And then you completely cover your brown paper. Or wrapping paper, whatever you want. And then when that's all saturated, you sit it on here, and then you scrunch it up a bit. Now it doesn't really work as much when it's not wet. If you scrunch it in spaces, and if you watch the Jenny Belly on YouTube, she shows you how to do that technique. And so you end up with a ruffled kind of space. There's also another video as well about a Hocus Pocus book, and you put an eye there and a snake there, and you can really scrunch it up and make it gooey and gory. But I just like that. So you end up with these little, and they are little ridges, but they're stuck down. You can see those little ridges. And all that is brown paper on a cornflake box. And then I used, thank you darling, and I used the bronze. I don't know if I used bronze or copper. And again, it was not very expensive. You know, $2.99 each, or 3 for a £5. And so I've decided that I'm going to make one of these. But what I might do, what do for time? What I might do very quickly. I've done 1 or 2 pages in there, so I might start doing that. But this is going to be my Mojo one. Sorry, my NaNoJouMo. Just put that out of the way as well. And I do like this paper. I don't really like that. Oh, that fits. I think that would be really pretty. So I need a fair amount to go in it, so I'm just basically going to cut it in half. So I did like that saying there. I've damaged that flower, haven't I? I've damaged that bit. I've got a tail on that one. British plants. I think I like that on the cover. I think that's quite nice. And I like the fact it's crinkled, so I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother do that. I'm going to just half that. I'm sorry about the crinkle. I do apologise. That must be so... I love it when you can hear it at a distance, but I've moved the camera to the other side because I have my white drafts table, which I've been trying to get to for years. So when I can now do my large paintings on canvases and watercolours, and keep this desk for, and all I have to do is swing the lamp that way to the other side, and the camera will be in the centre of this desk and in the centre of the other desk. It's only taken me 20 odd years to get this. Taking this over table. And I apologise to Pat Booth. I really wanted to read that. I think I got that for 10p. And again, I've seen all the videos. You take the pages out. I can't tear pages out. Can't do it. So I'm going to put, I think, a clasp so I can keep it together. There is no way I can tear any of those 800 pages. So I have no idea what's going to happen to the spine. But I'll probably do what Dee Dee says and work from the back forward. So I could do my mojo from the back, because it's going to be new pages. And then if I do 1 month, I could do another month. And then I'll just do the front, a normal journal, and hopefully we meet in the middle. But I love the size, so I'll just keep creasing this. And I found all my tools. It's been like Christmas, and I'm going to build some shelves in front of me so I can just reach out and collect everything I need. So I like that one. But I apologise about the crinkles. And I haven't been quite teary yet. I'll probably be teary. I'll see the vet tonight. I'm trying not to be teary. Because if I start, I think everybody will start. Oh, hi Val, welcome to Winnie's Designs. I'm covering a Pat book, and I apologise I haven't read the book. I normally like to read books beforehand. Oh, I did want that writing on there, but never mind. So we've got this one here, which is quite nice because it's got a... Oh, now that's another thing. Oh, that one has as well, though. No, I'm going to use that one because it's crinkled. And it means I can use that as a title. I can put the title there. And wrap it round. Now it's a little bit damaged at the bottom. I do need to crease it out really. If you want it very flat, just iron it. If anybody's got any questions, pop them in caps. This is a live stream on Ustream. I'm a bit late today because of our antics with Alfie. I'm going to just not even look at that, and I'm just going to think that's where it's going. And turn it round. And you'll probably find there are a lot of books now where people don't want them, and so that's the back and that's the front, and that's actually just really nice there. I probably would have liked it there, but never mind, it's there, it's on. It's going to look better than that. It's going to give it a little bit of stability. So am I going to get all gluey and messy? Yes, I will. I feel in a gluey, messy state today. I feel that I need to be a little bit messy today. Quick slurp of coffee. I apologise for being not with it. I've had about half an hour's sleep, and I will be having half an hour's sleep tonight because when I would suspect that the vet, I mean, as I say, you'd think that the vet would get him in and poke about with him and put him under and do all sorts, but he's an old-fashioned vet and he is brilliant, so I'm not going to argue with him. So he's going, because he was in trauma, he's going today. Now, do I cut the corners off? I think I need to cut the corners off a bit. So that's where we're having it. So we need to cut, there's no point gluing it and then re-gluing it. So we're just going to do, you just need to be, oopsie. And if you make a complete pig's ear of it, it's okay because you can put a nice piece of something behind there. And again, I think I paid 10p for this book. And this was from Flowers, so nothing's precious. Probably should have put that down a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. I'm not bothered. I can trim the other side down to match if I really want to. I just like the idea that it's going to be quite stable in there. You do leave a little tiny bit in your corner because you can tuck those in and you get a lovely neat edge. So that's quite nice. Are you all packed?
Yes.
Okay, I need about 10 minutes. Oh, it's going to go over that page, but I'm not really bothered. My daughter's going to go visit my other daughter. So, I can't remember what I did, but... And this is actually a bit shiny. And I have got asthma. I found that in a bag and thought, I'm bound to... No, it's not going to work, is it? I thought I was bound to cut myself. So I threw it in there to throw in the bin. I do have a nail file somewhere, which would scuff it up a bit. And I've got... can't find it, but I'm not going to bother. I don't think I'm going to bother really, so just give it a bit of a... Sorry about the noise. If anybody's got any questions, pop them in. Caps. I think that's going to do. I'm not going to really bother. Just going to move Sooty and my prompts so I don't kind of lose them. Just throw those there because I'm going to cover it in one of these. I haven't decided which one yet. I haven't decided. There's 4 different ones, isn't there? There's bronze. No, I think there's 3. There's bronze, silver. I think there's 3 colours. There's copper. Must admit, I do like the copper one, but we'll have a look. Right. And I can turn around behind me and have a glass cabinet, which is quite ugly. But it has... Oh, I've got some spray mount. I found all sorts of things. There's spray mount, fast tack, short tack, every kind of tack. So, is this glue? I like that one and that one. I like this wood PVA glue from Wilco's because it's laming sticky. Let's see. Now I know I can't do that because yeah, sorry, now I've just seen what Dorothy says, black black coffee. Well, I don't normally have. Oh, come on, Heather. What's going to work if I can't get the top off? No, I can't get the top off. And hubby's in the other room. I use my teeth. My dentist says to me, "Do you grind your teeth in your sleep, don't you?" No. You grind your teeth in your teeth? No. Yeah, I hate to tell her what I do. I hate to tell her what I do. I open things with my teeth. That's what I do. I think she probably gathers that now. Let's have a look. And again, look, poker tool. Yay! It's not quite a poker tool, but it'll do. Oh, come on. Get that. Well, this would take 10 minutes if I could open the damn thing. Oh, well, turn it off. It's not going to be good, is it? Nigel, could you do me a favour, darling?
We need to go in 5 minutes.
Yep, I'll stop. Can you just, I only need 5 minutes, but can you just get that off there, please, for me? Thank you. There is a pair of pliers, but I can't do it. I don't know where the other pliers, oh, here, the pliers are there, look. They might work. Thank you.
Coffee.
No, I'm going to drink it. Dorothy says, please, could she have a black coffee with no sugar? Actually, it's not fresh coffee. I normally make it when my neighbour comes around because she likes percolated coffee. The one thing, if you come to Selby Abbey, it's fresh, fair trade filter coffee from the old-fashioned filter cups. So there's nothing done to it at all. It's pushed into it's in a filter, and the water drips through, and you have a pot of coffee. And that's what I call a proper pot of coffee. Nothing's been poured into it, zapped into it, sprinkled on top of it. It's a really lovely cup of coffee, and it's £1 for a little cup, in a little cup and saucer. But you can have a large one, £1.75. I think that's a really good price. And you sit in the Abbey and just chill. It's a really nice place to be. And I should be there today, but I couldn't leave Alfie pants. Did you manage it, Nigel?
Not yet. I will.
Oh, it's all right. I've got this one. I've got this one out, Nigel. This will do. Ooh, it's a funny colour. Ugh. This is a bit woo, drastic. It looked a bit gooey. And it's fine, Nigel. I don't need that one. I've got this one. I use this.
Don't forget we have to go in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes, yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to do this really. Oh, the door's open and somebody's escaping upstairs. Yeah, so I've got 5 minutes, and then I might come back and stream a bit later if nobody else is streaming. I think I normally do Tuesday afternoons, don't I? So it doesn't matter how much you get in, just get a big squidgy load on, it'll be fine. And to get it in the corners because it'll ooze out anyway, and you want a good. And then I'm going to put that to one side. Now I should have put a thing on it to protect the pages, but never mind. This is a bit rough and ready. I've got a little message there. That's good. I like our coffee. I wanted to call this afternoon tea and cakes, like in England they used to have tea and cake, afternoon tea, but it sounded too much like coffee in the morning and tea and cake in the afternoon, so I thought I can't do that. I can't do that. And then we had Thumper, so we had Bunny's Designs, so it's kind of, seeing as I've had this for since I was 16 when I designed Bunny's Designs, I thought, well, we might as well use the darn thing. And I should have put paper down, so I'm going to make an awful mess of everything, but I'm just in a messy mood today. And it doesn't matter if I get glue on the front either. If it's going to be a special paper, then don't get glue on the front, protect it, and just make sure that you only go one direction and you don't get glue on the front. But seeing as I'm not bothered, and the beautiful thing about this paper goes like the other paper, and I mean, if you're going to miss a bit, it's not going to be the end of the world. There's tons on the other side. As I say, don't watch me, go watch Jenny Belly do it, because she makes a lot better job than I do. Everybody's got their own talent. So, am I the right way up? Oh yes, I am the right way up. Am I? No, I'm not. Upside down. So in theory, if I put that there, I can put this. Ooh, this is icky drippy now, sorry. Whoopsie. And again, it'll squidge around until you get it in the right place. Because I did put rough things in there. So you can do two things. You can just put it down. Now I think you should put a little corner to it, but I'm not going to be that bothered. And then if you tip on in the frame, I might really, if you just nip into there and nip into there, when you pull this one over, and you want to use the non-gluey one really for this, but you get quite a nice, oh I haven't got a very nice corner on it, but hey ho. Got a bit of glue on there, but that might come off. I'm just going to put no, it's not tissue paper, it's from the florist. It's like a brown paper, but it has a print on it. So I'll put that in there, and then quickly go to this side and put that down. It does go very thin though, and again you see I haven't got enough glue on there, so I haven't quite got my lights perfect yet, so that's probably dried as that. Whoops, there's quite a lot on there. It's probably dried, so I can scrape some in there. It goes quite thin though, I have to say, it has gone quite thin. And then use the opposite side really quickly. And then you fold that in a smidgen, and that one in, and then take that one across. And I have no idea what's happened at the front at all. No idea. So what I want to do, it's a bit difficult, is to get that tucked in there. So have a spatula or a pokey tool. I'm actually going to tear that bit off. There. And then at the other side, I mean this is a very rough, I'm in a rush, it's very rough is this, but you can see the general idea, but there are a lot of really Yes, I'm coming, darling. Right. Yeah. So that's going to dry, and I've got a little label here. And that's going to dry. So that's now, and you can see a little bit of the thingy, but I'll do something with it. But it's now a different book, so I quite like that. That's now my junk journal for my Mojo. My No Joe. Lovely. So thanks, gang. I'm going to have to call it a day because hubby's got to go and I've got to go sit with the puppy because otherwise he'll try and get up. Kind of ruined that, but never mind. Get the baby wet. So thanks for stopping by. Hopefully I might be able to get back on in about half an hour when hubby's back. He's just going to take my daughter to the station. I'll come back because he'll probably have a nap and sit with the puppy. So I'll keep everybody posted about the Alf. Hopefully we'll keep him going, bless him. So I'm quite pleased I've got that going because if I'm going to be sitting next to somebody I can actually sit and do some pages in here as well. So the only thing I would do is I would just put that into there and that into there just to make it stick. So thanks for joining me, and I hopefully will be back in a little while. So thanks for watching.